first inhabited by the many indigenous peoples of Turtle Island. The histories of indigenous peoples are rich and diverse and stretch back many millennia, long before the arrival of the first European settlers. Today, I'm presiding this virtual ceremony from Toronto, the traditional territory of the Mississaugas of the Credit and the Haudenosaunee Nations. We are all grateful to be living and working on these lands. So we have 119 people from 35 different countries here today waiting to become Canadian citizens. For some of you, the journey from your home country to this virtual ceremony space was a positive one, a choice that you made to come to Canada, to work, to study, to join family or a loved one. Others of you were perhaps pushed from your home country because of war or because of other political or social unrest. But you have, each of you, acclimatized to a new country, a new culture, literally to a new climate. You've been working or studying, some of you have been doing both those things. And alongside that, you've been building a home for yourself and your family, settling into your local communities, making friends. These are remarkable achievements. It takes a mix of courage, optimism, fortitude, and sheer hard work to establish yourself in a new country, to put down roots far from the place you were born. You should all be rightly proud of what you've achieved, and I'm very privileged to be here to share this moment with you. I'd like to spend some time reflecting on the meaning of citizenship. At its core, citizenship is about something more than a passport, something much bigger than a citizenship certificate. Citizenship is the coming together of us, to live our lives as individuals, within our families, within our communities, but in accordance with certain shared values. When you were studying for your citizenship test, you will have learned about the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms. You will have read about the Canadian Human Rights Act. These two pieces of legislation, taken together, are our shared values, the values Canadians consider essential to living in a free and democratic country. Among your rights and freedoms, you have the freedom of conscience, the freedom of religion, the freedom of association. Notwithstanding the fact that we're all still living under the restrictions of the current pandemic, you have the right to live and work anywhere in Canada, the right to apply for a passport, which means you can leave and re-enter the country as you choose. And I'd emphasise that here in Canada, we are all equal in the eyes of the law. Regardless of your gender identity or expression, regardless of your race, your religion, your culture, regardless of your sexuality, we are all equal in front of the law. As well as your rights and freedoms in becoming Canadian today, you're also accepting your citizenship responsibilities. So chief amongst those, you are responsible for obeying the law, for taking responsibility for yourself and your family, for serving on a jury if you're called to do so. You are also today accepting that as a Canadian citizen, you have a role to play in reconciliation. Now, you will all have read or heard about the uncovering of mass and unmarked graves on the grounds of former Indian residential schools. And you will have heard this phrase, that reconciliation is the responsibility of every Canadian many times. What does it mean for you specifically as a new Canadian right now? Your first responsibility with regards to reconciliation is to learn more about the issues involved. So with that in mind, I refer you to the website of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission of Canada. I ask you to read their report on the history and ongoing legacy of the Indian residential school system. I ask that you read their 94 calls to action. Thank you in advance for doing this crucially important work. Today is also the day that you gain the right and the responsibility to vote in federal and provincial elections. Now, you've missed our most recent federal election, but Ontario is anticipating a provincial election next year. So please make sure, if you'll be 18 or over next year, that you register yourself to vote. You can do this in two ways. You can either go directly to the Elections Canada website and register yourself online, Or there's a box you can tick on your income tax return form that will allow the CRA to pass your electoral information only to Elections Canada. You've worked hard to put down roots here. You have worked hard to establish yourself, and now you're becoming Canadian citizens. You've earned the right to have a voice in how our country and how our province are governed. Please make sure you use your voice. I'm sure you're all well aware that Canada has two official languages. English and French are recognised across all the institutions of Parliament and by the federal government. Whenever you have dealings with the federal government, you have the right to be dealt with in the language of your choosing, English or French. This particular right is enshrined for you in the Official Languages Act of Canada. We're now going to get ready and take the oath of citizenship. The wording of the oath was changed earlier this year during the summer in direct response to the Truth and Reconciliation Commission's call for action number 94. The oath now refers to the Aboriginal and treaty rights of Indigenous peoples and to the Constitution of Canada. Madam Clerk, I'm now ready for the administration of the oath.
Thank you, Judge Dhaliwal. We will now proceed with the oath of citizenship. All candidates who are 14 years of age and older are required to take the oath. If there is any doubt that you have taken the oath, you will not obtain your citizenship certificate. Children under 14 years of age do not have to repeat the oath, but can if they wish. It is necessary that you repeat the oath in English or French or both after the presiding official. You are encouraged to repeat in both languages as a symbolic gesture of your commitment to respecting Canada's two official languages. Judge Dhaliwal will start by saying "I swear," but you have the choice of saying either "I swear" or "I affirm." We will ask that you position yourself directly in front of the camera so we may see you properly during the oath taking. If you are far away from the camera, you may come closer or just move the camera closer to you so we can see you properly taking the oath. Please pay close attention to the following instructions. You will repeat the words of the oath as a group, one sentence at a time, each time after Judge Dhaliwal. Do not read the oath on your own. And now turn on your microphones and remain silent and wait for the presiding official to repeat the oath. So please unmute. And please make sure there is no background noise coming from your rooms. We need to hear Judge Dhaliwal properly. May I ask everyone, please do not have any conversations at the moment. Okay, let me check if everyone is unmuted. And now please raise your right hand. If you have a holy book you wish to swear the oath on, your holy book will go into your left hand. So right hand up and holy book in your left hand if you wish to use one. May I have everyone please raise your right hand. And we need to see you and your right hand in the screen, so please look into the screen and make sure that you are visible to us. Okay. Looks like everyone is ready. Judge Dhaliwal, the candidates are ready to take the oath of citizenship.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Just to reiterate, we're going to say the oath twice, first in English, then in French. Please repeat after me. I swear.
I swear.
That I will be faithful.
I will be faithful.
And bear true allegiance.
And bear true allegiance.
To Her Majesty. Queen Elizabeth II.
Queen Elizabeth II.
Queen of Canada.
Queen of Canada.
Heirs and successors. That I will faithfully observe. the laws of Canada, including the Constitution, which recognizes and affirms Aboriginal and treaty rights of First Nations, Inuit and Métis peoples, and fulfill my duties as a Canadian citizen. That was wonderful, and now in French. I'm going to go a little slower with the open French because I'm aware that not everybody speaks French. Please speak as loudly as you can and do your best. Je jure. Je serai fidèle. Je porterai en faire allégeance Sa Majesté, la Reine Elizabeth II, Reine du Canada, à ses héritiers et successeurs. J'observerai fidèlement les lois du Canada, y compris la Constitution, y reconnaît et confirme les droits ancestraux issus des traités et Premières Nations, Inuit et des Métis, que je remplirai loyalement mes obligations citoyennes canadiennes. And with that, congratulations, everybody.
Thank you.
So félicitations, congratulations, bienvenue à la famille canadienne. I am delighted that 119 people from 35 different countries are now Canada's newest citizens. Congratulations. I have a couple of things as we wrap up. Firstly, I'd like to say thank you to our clerks today, our head clerk, our co-clerks, and to all our IRCC officers who've worked all the ceremonies during the pandemic have continued to run smoothly. Thank you all. The second thing I'd like is to share some personal information with you. Like you, I chose to become Canadian. I like to tell people that I'm Indian by birth, English by upbringing, and Canadian by choice. I received my citizenship back in 2007. And although it was more than a decade ago, I still have very clear memories of that day. I remember the joy, the excitement, the relief that was in the room as we took our oaths. I remember the sheer diversity of people that became Canadian with me. And today, I see your flags, banners, I see your smiles. Those of you proudly wearing your Canadian colours, I see that same diversity on my screen. And I find myself thinking, what a remarkable country we are creating here. And I use the word we very deliberately because each of you has already been here for several years, busy making your contributions to your schools, your colleges, your universities, your workplaces, to the many, many communities that you're part of. Until today, though, you've been making those contributions as permanent residents. From today, I hope you move forward with a renewed sense of belonging as Canadian citizens. As Canadian citizens, you belong here. You belong in Canada. There's another side to that statement. As Canadian citizens, Canada now belongs to you. And I wish you a lifetime of enjoyment as you continue to explore all that Canada has to offer you. Its art, its music, its sport, its literature, the opportunities it will afford you and your family, its beautiful, beautiful geography. I wish you all much success and all joy in your onward Canadian lives. Congratulations again, everybody. Bienvenue à la famille canadienne. Madam Clerk.
Thank you, Judge Dhaliwal. And now we have a few words from our Prime Minister, followed by the national anthem. Today, you will be singing O Canada for the very first time as a Canadian citizen. This is now your national anthem. Sing it with pride. We will be singing a bilingual version, but you may choose to sing in English or French or bilingual.
Thank you for choosing Canada. We're so glad you're part of our country, what it is today and what it will be tomorrow as we build it together. Congratulations, Canadians, and welcome home. Merci d'avoir choisi le Canada. Nous sommes très heureux que vous fassiez partie de notre pays, de ce qu'il est aujourd'hui et de ce qu'il sera demain, alors que nous le bâtissons ensemble. Félicitations à vous, Canadiens, et bienvenue chez vous.
Bravo! On behalf of IRCC, congratulations to the new Canadians and thank you to everyone who contributed to this ceremony. This citizenship ceremony is now closed. Now I will ask everyone to stop your video. On the left bottom corner of your screen, there is a camera icon. Just click on the camera icon to stop your video. We will be now taking a screenshot or a selfie with Judge Dhaliwal, but I need everyone to turn off the video. So please do it now. Once we're ready, we will be able to take a screenshot with Judge Dhaliwal. All right, so I'm closing my video as well, and you have 30 seconds. Take as many screenshots as you want, selfies, and take any pictures you want. You can record right now. Please make sure your cameras are off. Take immediately after the ceremony, preferably once you leave the session. Instructions were included in your email that we sent you with the notice to appear inviting you to today's ceremony under the title Steps to Take After the Video Oath Ceremony. If you go back to your email, look at the pages 7 to 9. That will be this presentation. You must sign your oath or affirmation of citizenship form and email it back to the same email address that you received your invitation letter. If you choose to sign it on a paper, use a black pen. Sign it in two places where it is indicated signature of applicant. See those yellow boxes here on the screen? So this is one signature and this is another signature. Once you sign your form, take a picture or scan it and save it as PDF or JPEG. PDFs are preferred. There are free scanning apps that can be downloaded if necessary. If you choose to sign it electronically instead, please do not use apps as DocuSign or digital signature in cursive font to sign. You must follow the instructions in the email about how to add electronic signature. The signature on the form must match the signature on your application and your IDs. Otherwise, your form will not be accepted. So please take out your ID, look at the signature, and sign your form the same way. Once you have received your certificate and it does not contain errors, you can destroy this oath form. We are only require you to sign a form if you are 14 years of age or older. For minors under 14 who became citizens today, we do not require a signed oath form. So if there is a family and you have minors under 14, we do not need the form for them, only for those who are 14 and over. And 14 years old will sign their own form, all right? If you are family, you can include all oath forms in one email when you're sending those to us. When emailing us your PDF, in the subject line of your email, please include only the first name or the initials of your registration officer. This will ensure that your oath forms are directed to the correct officer for final processing of your certificates. We do not respond to your emails, so please send only one email with all forms. And if we need any more information from you or we don't hear from you, we will be contacting you within next 48 hours. Please note that we must receive your email immediately. However, if you're not able to send it immediately, it should not be more than 2 days after the ceremony. You will be sent your certificate by regular mail within 2 to 4 weeks, only once we receive your assigned oath or affirmation form. Immediately after you receive your certificate, check that the personal information on the front and back of your certificate is accurate. If it contains error, email the same email address we contacted you with as soon as possible. Keep your record of landing or confirmation of permanent residence as you may need it later. For example, when you will be obtaining your old age security benefits. So that's your certificate. That will be the front of your certificate. Information will be printed here and here, and this will be the back of your certificate. All information that will be printed here must be accurate, so make sure to check all that information. If you became a permanent resident before June 28 of year 2002, so only if you became PR before that date, and you have received this form, which is also called IMM 1000, that's your record of landing, and it is a brown document, long form. You need to write the following on this document. So on the center, in the middle of the document, write the following. Holder is no longer a permanent resident. Again, only if you became a permanent resident before June 28 and you have this form. If you became after, then you do not write anything on your form. Visit canada.ca/after-citizenship.ceremony webpage for important information about applying for passport, registering to vote, and learning about and exploring Canada. So this is the webpage here, canada.ca. Before applying for a passport or other government services, you will require your citizenship certificate. As mentioned, it may take up to approximately 2 to 4 weeks to receive your certificate, and additional time will be required to apply and receive your passport. You shouldn't finalize any travel plans until you get your citizenship certificate and then your passport. For up-to-date passport information, please consult our website as there may be delays. Links were also sent to you with the invitation letter. Congratulations from the Institute for Canadian Citizenship, a national charity that delivers programs to inspire inclusions and active citizenship. You can celebrate your citizenship with their free app, Canoe, which provides new citizens like you a year of free admissions to museums, science centers, art galleries, and parks across Canada. Once again, refer to pages 7 to 9 of your invitation letter for the steps what to do after the ceremony. That's all for today. Congratulations once again. Welcome to the Canadian family. Now you can leave the session. The ceremony is over. There is a leave button on the bottom of your screen, red bottom leave, and then leave the session. Thank you again. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, best.
Thank you. Congratulations, everyone.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day, everyone.
Baby.
Hindi ka na. Pati ba hindi ito sa baba naman? Ito na, pati ito na.
No, this one.
Ito.
Yeah.